watching Newsnight, and the wheels of justice are finally seemingly turning after the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, had to intervene. They were forced to because, and as they said today in their scathing remarks, had absolutely no trust on the action taken so far, either by the government in Uttar Pradesh or the police in Uttar Pradesh. As a result, the Supreme Court has very clearly said that all 5 cases must be shifted out of Unnao, number 1. Number 2, they also in fact tried to argue for the victim and her lawyer, both of whom are critically injured, and the victim himself is on ventilator, to be airlifted to AIMS. Although a final call on that has been deferred, clearly the Supreme Court reposing absolutely no faith in either the criminal justice delivery system in Uttar Pradesh, clearly no faith shown in the UP police either. We'll discuss this in the backdrop of Kuldeep Singh Sengar, the man in the middle of this case and the main accused in this particular case, who has been expelled by the BJP. We'll talk about all of this and the failure of the BJP to expel him sooner, and the failure, as admitted by the Supreme Court himself, the bench today, including the CGI himself, that they failed to dispense justice in the past 1 year. Remember, the crime was committed allegedly 1 year ago, and the trial still has not begun. Before I get to the guests, first take a look at reactions coming in throughout the day after the Supreme Court had to intervene.
Obviously, I mean, we have been hearing this case for now months. It was coming in news, it was in your media, it was despicable. The lady had to go and cry before the Chief Minister's house. They tried to self-humiliate themselves.
No, almost the whole family is wiped out.
Now, once the whole family is wiped out, you say that we have expelled the MLA. I think it's too little too late. BJP as a party was just not bothered about these things. They think they have a public mandate which can roughshod anything. They were not even looking at public opinion. They were not even looking at the conscience of the people. So I will only say that they've done a huge injustice to this country and to the family in particular. It has sent a very bad message in the country.
Good for him. I think it should have been done much earlier. It's 2 years later the BJP is taking this action. It doesn't speak well of them, but thank God eventually it is done.
At the same time, the Unnao rape case victim will now be flown into Delhi. Delhi AIMS, this is the order of the Supreme Court. The probe has also been shifted to Delhi. Sir, how do you see this?
Yes, probe is shifted to Delhi. That's a good thing, and I hope that even the prosecution, the trial will also be shifted to Delhi.
जो उन्नाव रेप कांड बहुत शर्मनाक घटना हुई और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का विधायक होते हुए वो बराबर पार्टी में बना रहा, उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की गई। और आज जब चारों तरफ से दबाव आया, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अनमने मन से कुलदीप सेंगर को पार्टी से निकाला है। पार्टी से जरूर निकाल दिया, लेकिन पार्टी आज भी कुलदीप सेंगर के साथ खड़ी है और ये भी सख्त निर्देश दिए, हो सके तो जल्दी से जल्दी उस रेप पीड़िता जो कि हॉस्पिटल में जीवन और मृत्यु के बीच में जूझ रही है, उसको एम्स में शिफ्ट कर दिया जाए। ये एक राहत की सांस लेते हैं।
Supreme Court had taken the cognizance of it. The Supreme Court was coming down very heavily on them. Then only they realized that they should take some action. There was complete, outcry, and everybody was condemning throughout the nation the way BJP was behaving. And they were trying to give the protection to the culprit, to the criminals. And now they have suspended under public pressure, under media pressure, under Supreme Court pressure. I don't think it will, give them any credit for suspending him.
Anila Singh of the UP State BJP joins us now on the broadcast. Also with us is Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist and political analyst. Anila Singh, I'd like to start with you. Today, are you willing, especially after the Supreme Court intervention and what we know as of now and what has come forward, are you willing to say today, honestly, that not only the system overall, but the BJP and in particular the UP government under Adityanath failed the survivor of the Unnao alleged rape case? Are you willing to admit that today?
No, absolutely not. Because when Kuldeep Sengar was accused by the rape victim, Bharatiya Janata Party did not support him. He went behind the bar because Bharatiya Janata Party understands this thing very well, that nobody is above the law. So he is behind the bars. Then the rape victim's family wanted the case to get transferred to CBI. So UP government helped in that as well. And if you accuse Bharatiya Janata Party that it is our party who got this accident done, then it is so unfair.
No,
you will not find Bharatiya Janata Party standing anywhere in support,
Anila Singh,
Kuldeep Singh.
what you're saying is belied by the facts and numbers and figures that I'm just going to remind you of. It took the Bharatiya Janata Party 788 days after the case came to light and after Kuldeep Singar's name was first mentioned to expel him. That's number one. If the Bharatiya Janata Party does not stand with rape accused, they could have expelled him, pending investigation, no doubt, in the first week itself. Number two, it took more than 388 days for the police to name Sengar in the investigation and the FIR after the victim first took his name. It took the UP police more than 300 days, man, after it first came to light to actually register those cases. So are you going to tell me that even if nobody from the BJP overtly supported Sengar, this man was found with a cell phone inside the jail premises? Are you telling me that by not overtly supporting him, can you just completely pawn off responsibility? It was the BJP's responsibility to distance itself from somebody who's been accused of a grave crime. Is that not right?
If you remember, at that time also, when Kuldeep Singh was accused for the rape, a few of the police personnel, I think one was inspector and couple of constables, altogether I think 4 police personnel were there. The government took action against them because they showed laxity in filing FIR against Kuldeep Singh. Though Kuldeep Singh was the Bharatiya Janata Party MLA, but government took action against those police personnel. So you cannot say that Bharatiya Janata Party government in anyhow took favor of Kuldeep Singh.
Ma'am,
as soon as
there were clear attempts, ma'am, to slow down the investigation because, like I reminded you, it took the UP government, I beg your pardon, it took the BJP 788 days to expel a man who was accused of rape, and now he's accused of murder also. And if we could just put those graphics up on the screen right now so I can remind Anila Singh ji of what exactly we are talking about. Those graphics that we have about how many days it took the UP police, in fact, to name an SIT. There they are. 253 days it took for Yogi government to name Kuldeep Sengar in the FIR. After 253 days. 307 days, ma'am, it took the Yogi government to order an SIT probe into the Unnao alleged rape case. 307, that's not a small deal. 317 days it took the Yogi government and the cops in Uttar Pradesh to arrest Mr. Sengar after the FIR was first registered. Again, and the 788 days I've already mentioned. As Yogita joins us, Yogita is a rights activist. I'm going to ask you one more time, ma'am. Are you still going to say that the Yogi government and the UP police did everything they could in the manner they did to help try and dispense justice? Clearly, if you and I even believe that, or if I try to believe you, the Supreme Court of the country does not believe you, ma'am, or the UP government for that matter. They've been scathing in their observations today about how this was slowed down and how they reposed no faith whatsoever in the UP police or the UP government. Will you still say, Anila ji, that the BJP and the UP government did everything it could?
Again, I am to say yes. Uttar Pradesh government did what any government should do in a proper way.
Ma'am, that is a scary thought.
This case came into Chief Minister's knowledge. He took action against Kuldeep Singh.
If you are maintaining this as exemplary action, ma'am, unfortunately, that is a very scary thought.
Please give me 10 seconds.
Ma'am, that's a very scary thought. If you're saying this was exemplary action.
Please give me 10 seconds. You are accusing our government. At least you can give me 10 seconds.
Ma'am, so did the Supreme Court.
I am not here advocating anybody.
Okay.
Because BJP doesn't advocate anybody who is involved in crime.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
So
Go ahead.
he was suspended. He was behind the bars. BJP was not supporting him in any way. But if you say that why he was not expelled earlier, then I will say it is totally party's matter, internal matter. But BJP was not advocating for Kuldeep Sengar at all. This accident has happened. Now the case
there was
is with
laxity in
CPI.
dispensing
So let us
justice.
wait
I am
and
not
watch.
saying
Let us
that.
see
The
what
Supreme
outcome
Court has
comes.
said it, ma'am. These are not my words. The Supreme Court has reposed no faith whatsoever either in the process of the police or the UP government. Very quickly, Ashutosh Mishra wants to come in, and then I'll go to Yogita on this as well. Ashutosh ji, go ahead.
So right now the BJP spokesperson was saying that BJP does not support criminals. I think she's unaware that 39% of the current MPs of BJP have criminal cases against them. Then she talks about BJP not supporting Sengar. Then what was Sakshi Maharaj doing with the family of Sengar, and why did he go and meet Sengar in jail after he was elected? No, the problem here is that BJP is now in it's a firefighting exercise for BJP. It's a face wash, face saver that they are trying by saying that we have sacked Sengar. When all along, even the near as I think July 12th, when the girl wrote to Supreme Court, after that the lawyer had written to the DM on July 15 that she fears for her life. And nothing was done by the BJP government. This is all a face-saving exercise, sacking him now, and they can afford to do it because they are very confident that when it comes to elections, BJP never goes and seeks votes in the name of its performance. Today itself, I mean, in Rajya Sabha, you have a UAPA bill where they want to empower NIA. Now, and their law and order machinery is unable to protect citizens even from simple rapists.
At this point, I want to ask Yogita here, because Yogita has joined us slightly late on the program, but Yogita, clearly, the Supreme Court, I don't know if you were following proceedings in the Supreme Court, they have absolutely reposed no faith in the process of the criminal justice system as far as the UP cops are concerned. In fact, we have so many instances that we have put up on our screens also today where the UP cops in fact tried to stop the victim from either naming Sengar in the FIR or also ignoring the constant threats she was getting despite police protection and the lax manner in which they've approached the case overall. Do you think the Supreme Court ordering the CBI to completely dispose of the case in 7 days and all 5 cases that are connected to this particular case, and the trial should be completed in a matter of 45 days, instead of waiting for the Supreme Court, should the UP government, the UP police have worked in that particular direction? If they had, today perhaps the Supreme Court would not have to intervene, Yogita.
In that case, this girl would have been alive. If they would have acted on time, the UP government, they have failed us big time. Not only Supreme Court is saying that, but as women of this country, we don't believe in UP government anymore. We don't believe in the law and order situation, the police anymore, because this girl would have been alive. She's on the, she's on the ventilator on verge of dying. So this girl, the lawyer is serious, like he's almost, on ventilator. The aunts are dead, the father is dead. So you can imagine the plight of this particular victim. So where is the justice? It's justice not only delayed, it's denied everything. In this particular case, thanks to Supreme Court, at least it has come forward now to say that, it has to be completed within 45 days. I don't think so. Any amount of criticism is enough for UP government here, because this case is a classic example that how our confidence has been broken to that extent that nobody wants to believe that they will ever get justice. No survivor will ever believe that they will ever get justice. And I also want to point out one thing. 12th July, this girl wrote that her life is under threat. 30 applications in this particular 1 year she has written to the CM, to the DM, to every local authority. Where are those letters? Any action was taken on them? She tried to commit suicide. So,
Anila
and
Singh,
her
please
fear
respond
was
to
right.
Yogita. There you go.
She's right on the bed of the hospital.
There you go. Yogita has pointed out exactly what the flaws were, what the laxity was, and what the completely irreverent attitude of the UP police and the UP government was concerning this particular case. Please respond to this.
No, I do not agree with Yogita ji. because she has declared the judgment, she has declared the verdict as if this accident was being done by Bharatiya Janata Party.
Ma'am, it's not
it is
about
not so,
BJP.
Madam.
It's about,
it was an accident.
the UP
now, probe
government
is on.
which
probe
looked
is
the
on.
other way, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, the UP government looked the other way while
an accident happened.
Ma'am, this was
police
not an accident.
protection was given to
it's
her.
It's an attempt to murder
she
case.
She refused to take the police protection with her to Raebareli.
Ma'am, this is an attempt to murder case. You're still calling it an accident?
And the FIR is being lodged against Kuldeep Sengar. And we very well know the...
Ma'am, you're still calling it an accident when the FIR is against attempt to murder.
Such a great favor you had done on us. Thank you so much for such a great favor. After so much of Batkar from Allahabad High Court, you have registered FIR after so much of ruckus you created. You registered the FIR. You have done such a big favor. Very big favor on us. Thank you so much.
2 days back.
Ma'am, one at a time.
2 days back, we have seen that even it was the battle of Bharatiya Janata Party because of which triple talaq talaq practice.
I'm sorry, you cannot use triple talaq to score points here. I'm sorry, this government has let people down.
I just want to say that we sympathize with the issues of the women.
Yogita is not a political activist.
That BJP is so much against the issues of the women.
Anila ji, the facts speak against your rhetoric. Anila ji, with all due respect, the facts of the case speak against your rhetoric on the case. I'll tell you how. 788 days it took the BJP to expel somebody who's been accused of attempt to murder and attempt of rape as well of a minor back then. Remember, 300 plus days to form an SIT. Are you still telling me the UP police did everything they could? Yogita, you heard Anila Singh say that the UP police...
It's a favor on us.
Yes, Yogita.
She thinks that it's a favor. It's a favor. They have done a favor by registering the FIR against a rapist.
In our legal system, until
justice is denied. She is no more. Whom you are giving justice to, Anila ji? Please listen to me. Whom you are giving justice? Whom are you giving justice?
Said that he is a criminal.
Whom are you giving justice to? This girl is on the ventilator. Whom you are giving justice to? Her father is no more. Her aunts are no more. Her advocate is on the ventilator. Whom are you giving justice to? Tell me that.
Took so much of time.
Whom are you giving to going to give justice?
It's a simple question. Why did the Supreme Court have... Okay, one second. Ma'am, one second. Anila ji, even if at face value we understand and take your words at face value, which I'm not doing, but hypothetically let's imagine that I do. What was the need for the Supreme Court to shift all 5 cases out of Unnao number 1? What was the need for the Supreme Court to come up with a word that the victim, the survivor, should be airlifted to Delhi because they believed the victim's family when they said we have absolutely no hope of justice till the time this case is in UP and under the jurisdiction of the UP police. They believed the victim. You are refusing to believe the victim even after the Supreme Court has done. Ashutosh Mishra, before I come back to Yogita, if the Supreme Court had not intervened, do you believe the victim had any shot of getting justice at all?
See, I still don't believe that she will ever get justice. She's on the ventilator. I don't know whether she'll be able to see that she's getting justice when, thanks to Supreme Court, at least there is a time limit because they also understand. Supreme Court understands the gravity of the issue that this girl has to see when she's alive. She has to see she's getting justice. But these people are so insensitive to that level. They are still calling it an accident. It cannot be a coincidence where her father is, been beaten to death inside, and such a coincidence. Everybody related to the case met up with an accident. I mean, Anila ji, you are so positive in life, but I don't see any positivity around me. On the young girls are getting raped and killed in this country, and you still think UP is the safest city to stay. Hats off to you for your positivity. I mean, I'm sorry. Please wake up and act on it so that you can save further girls,
Now,
please act at least on your MLAs. At least they should not turn out to be
Ashutosh Mishra, we had you on mute now, but you can speak now. Now is your turn, Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. Please go ahead, sir.
So, Athar, what I was saying when I listened to the BJP spokesperson, I am I'm afraid that whether justice will be delivered at all. Because let's remember that in the Sohrabuddin case also, the case was moved outside the state, that is from outside Gujarat. But the prosecutors at that time failed to provide enough evidence and all the accused got away. in this case also, the way I hear the BJP spokesperson, I don't think that she is herself convinced that Sengar is to be blamed ultimately. So for all we know, the cases may come to Delhi, but the prosecution and the witnesses that are needed, the evidence that the court needs may not come. And just like in the Sohrabuddin case where the judge had to apologize to the victim's family that I have failed to deliver justice because there wasn't enough evidence, it can happen in this case also. And BJP is very brazen about it. I'm appalled when I hear this, that the way she's telling us that BJP hasn't supported Sengar. We have seen all along how he has been protected, how the DGP at one place was saying Mananiya MLA Saab, and when the accident happened, the police was talking about how the plate was initially reluctant to even accept that this could be a case of attempted murder. They tried to pass it off as an accident.
Yes,
so
that's what the police said.
I don't see much hope.
Anilaji, do you expect anyone to believe this, that the BJP has suddenly developed a conscience after more than 2 years since the case came to light, and it took the BJP 2 full years after she first alleged that a sitting member of the BJP Legislative Assembly there in Uttar Pradesh had allegedly raped her, that you suddenly develop a conscience today because there is public pressure, there is media pressure, and now you want us to believe and the whole country to believe that the BJP was with justice the whole time. It's not going to fly, ma'am. You have to admit that the BJP, the UP government and the UP police, all three of them were extremely slow as far as dispensing justice to this poor victim is concerned. As long as you admit that, I'm fine with it.
No, I'm going to repeat my words, and again I'm going to repeat my words, and I want to say this thing, that we should not pronounce judgment on the panel. CBI inquiry is on. Now the case is being transferred.
Nobody's pronouncing a judgment. We are saying the judgment will not be met, justice will not be delivered. That's all we are saying.
So, I mean, it is very unfair. It is very unfair if somebody... No, I just want to say it is very unfair when somebody on the panel says that UP government is supporting Kuldeep Singh. My only prayer is that UP government, Yogi Adityanath, we have shared several panels where we have discussed about the women's security, different women issues. And I have always been very strongly supporter of all the women issues because my party is like that. BJP always stands with the issues which strengthen
but not
the
in
women.
this case, ma'am. You cannot pawn off responsibility because the central government is yours, the state government is yours, the UP police reports to Yogi Adityanath, and you cannot pawn off responsibility at all. But you are shying away, ma'am. You're saying the BJP is absolutely fine. We have absolutely nothing to blame.
Transferred the case.
Ma'am, you're saying the BJP is not to be blamed here. 788 days it took you to sack Kuldeep Sengar. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not just buying that. And so it's not just me, ma'am. The Supreme Court doesn't buy this either. Yogi Ji, thank you for joining us. Anilaji as well. And Ashutosh Mishra. That was News Night. I'm Atar Khan. Thank you for watching.